Well, guys, today is, what is today? It's Thursday. Wow, I've had a busy week. I didn't even realize it. This is the first that I've really been out here in the shop all week. I came out here for maybe a half an hour during the week after I had coffee, but this is actually the first day that I'm actually out here. Today is, what the hell is today? June. It's 6/7. Today's Thursday. It's the 7th, 2018, and it is 9:51 a.m. on the East Coast. So anyway, at that point, it's a lousy week. It really has been a lousy week. You know, weather-wise. Monday, I met with the captain. And, you know, we bullshitted a little bit, got a few things, you know, across the table. Tuesday, I met with the commander. I had breakfast with him, and that was just bullshit, you know, catch up for the week. Wednesday morning, I had met the past second lieutenant and his wife for coffee, because, I had to get him hooked up to active 911, and he wasn't sure as to how to do that. In his day, he would have no issues with it, but he's having a problem with memory lately. So at that point, he needs a little bit of assistance on some things. And by the time I got home, you know, I come out here for a minute and I said, you know what? It's so lousy out. I mean, the weather is terrible. You know, I mean, it's no wonder people get sick, you know. All week, it's been one of those weeks to where it's been like 50, 60, you know, closer to 50. Plus drizzle, but yet you're really humid, you know, so you're sticky, but you're damp, but you're cold. You know, I mean, it's just a, you know, miserable week. You know, and today, I mean, it's, as you can see out there, it's cloudy, it's cold. It's maybe, if I went out there and checked, I'm going to say it's maybe 50 degrees. You know, and here we are in, what, June. Hey, man. I put down 200 feet, and then it came up to $800. And it's only $2.31 a foot. So, I mean, quick math tells you it's not going to be that. So let's go down to the card here. Oh, I see what it's doing. It's not taking away. Alright, let's go here. Wait a minute. It didn't take away the other one I was looking at. So it has me down for 500 feet of that stuff. So let's change that here now to 200. Again, sometimes simple math is the best way to go. Okay, so it's going to cost me approximately $462. Hey, you guys notice that a lot of people now, some are still doing PayPal, but a lot of them now are now doing the Amazon Pay. I don't know if you've noticed that. I don't know if PayPal's having issues or what, but I notice a lot of them now are not doing PayPal. They're turning over to Amazon Pay for some reason. Either that or Amazon Pay is just cheaper. I have no idea at this point. Now I gotta change this to zeros because I don't want anything in the cart. I don't want anything left, because otherwise I'll be getting emails from them. So meanwhile, that's what I'm up against today. Like I said, there's not much going on, so I'm kind of just cleaning things up here, things that I would normally do or not do. Those are the solenoids. Oh, I got to get a hold of Palomar. I got to go here because I got to get a couple of... I was going to make a couple of balance, And I said, you know what, let me check the price on them first, because, you know, if it's going to cost me $10 to make it, and it's going to take me an hour, and I can buy one for $30, well, I just can buy one for the $30, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? So meanwhile, like I think I said, Monday. Well, here's what happened. Let me tell you the story here that our captain is worried about. A not get anything done type of person. You know, we weren't going to see any points. And all he does is complain about his points. Right? You know, you do something, well, I hope I get my point in. And that's all he talks about for 4 hours. If he doesn't mention it 15 times an hour, all right, and he hopes he's got to get that point in, you know, you don't hear it at all. Where beforehand, you never heard anything about the points because he was in charge of them, see? And he didn't want to keep bringing it up because he was the one that was so-called in charge, so everybody would be picking on him. Well, I took over that responsibility, and I got all the points into play. I finally got everybody caught up, so we have no problems with points. But meanwhile, we did an open house last weekend, I think it was, last Saturday. And at the end of the open house, there was myself, there was John, and little Ernie. And we were still there because John, I finally got it to a point to where John can enter our points. And what I do to prove that the points are accurate, I send a copy of them to the chief of the firehouse, deputy chief, who is in charge of the training and that. All right, seeing that I have become the training officer, so to speak, for the squad. So I don't want him to think that our guy is just going to start adding bogus points in, because that's not going to happen. All right, if that happens, I'd get rid of him in a heartbeat. So I wanted him, you know, to make it easier, let him, our guy, be able to enter them. And then I send via text or email rather to the department, through the department email, to the chief of the firehouse, the deputy chief, a copy of them, so that nothing could be entered in without him or I actually knowing it. And not that we don't trust John. John is a good guy. He's a brother Mason, actually. So at that point, there's no problems. So I finally got that done. So, you know, that because that's something he wasn't able to do before. So now he can do that. And then I wanted to go over some of these points that our captain is worried about. And right, guys, I put some fresh batteries in this thing and a fresh card. You guys are in trouble. I'm going to try to keep it short. Now, you know, I've talked about our captain. And again, I really don't like talking about him, but it's just one of these things to where he is a good guy. He really is. I don't mean anything wrong, and I don't mean any illness by him, or, you know, if, you know, go out for coffee. He's a good guy. That's all there is to it. He's just out of his league, and he doesn't seem to understand that. Or he does, but he's just selfish. I don't know. Haven't quite figured that out yet. Well, the other day he calls me up, Monday morning. He sends me a text early, 9 o'clock maybe. And that's early to me. And in the text it said that while he was doing his inventory, because prior I had given everybody some inventory sheets. I said, I want to know what you guys have. So I want you to write it into this inventory sheet. So I listed everything down, the amounts, the sizes, you know, everything. So there's you know, if it was returned, was it returned because it was damaged? Did we reissue you another one? And if so, where's the one that you returned? You know, that should be into the main inventory under, you know, trashed or something, or returned and damaged. So I wanted inventory on everything, including what Joe has, which is our captain, because he's been keeping the inventory, even though it's the second lieutenant's job to hand out the inventory, according to our bylaws. He has everything in his house, which is not a big deal. However, if his house ever burns down or has water damage, you know, we're going to lose all our inventory. And, you know, I'm not comfortable with that, especially if we don't know what we have. So I told him, I want inventory on everything, the amount of what you have, and sizes. So meanwhile, Monday morning he sends me a text. While doing his inventory, he came across a XX Woolly-Poly and a handheld scanner, and he thinks that I should have them. Well, okay, let me think about this. Am I the only one here at this point that wears a XX? I am. Okay, well then I'll take it. Alright, if somebody else wore it and needed it, I'd let them take it. Alright, the scanner. Because I do a lot with the radios, I kind of fell into that realm. So I am doing that. So he said, and the scanner. Well, let me take the scanner and see, one, if it's digital, because our town has gone to digital. So if it's not digital, the scanner's useless for anybody in our department in this town. So if it works good, it's old, but it looks good, and if it works good and it's not digital, well then what I can do is I'll just clean out the frequencies. I'll put in a couple of test frequencies, you know, and then at that point I told them we'll put it on eBay, you know, we'll sell it for 20 bucks, 30 bucks, whatever, you know, and at that point put the money into the squad's kitty, because there's no sense having it there, and we don't want to throw away something that's working. So we'll do it that way. Or donate it to a kid or something that wants to get involved and listen to something, as long as he's not going to listen to Branford, but if he wants to listen to something that's there, you know, find something to do with it. If it is digital, let me reprogram it, and then if we get any members in, we have the scanner to give to them so that they have a way of hearing what's going on and being called in. You know, because when you first join, that's something else I set up. I set it up that when you first come in, you're on a 120-day probation. So during that time, you will get minimal amount of equipment that's needed, and that's it, for the season or the time of that 120 days that you're there. So if you're coming in, for instance, in the summer months,